All right, now that you finished your do now, let's go ahead and jump into our lesson. In your do now, you're solving a multiplication problem. 3 times b equals 36, and your job was to figure out what b is. So you were supposed to be using a model. So today, just like yesterday, we'll be continuing to use those models, but we're only going to be focusing on multiplication and division today. So we're actually going to be solving using these models. So have your scratch paper ready or be ready to type. We're going to write down our key point. A bar model can also be used to solve one-step equations with multiplication and division. If that was a little fast for you, don't worry, you can always pause the video and copy it down then. We're going to move into our example number 1. Both of the examples today are going to be division, just because it is a bit more complicated than the multiplication ones. All right, what is the solution of the equation below? 8 equals y divided by 4. So I'm going to start off to draw my model. And the top is still going to be my total. The top row or the top bar is always your total. So in division, where is my total going to be? Well, whatever I'm splitting into parts is going to be my total. Whatever I start with, that's what I can split. So what am I splitting? The y. The y is being split into 4. So that is going to be my total. So I put y. I'm splitting it into 4 equal sections. So I'm going to split this into 4, as much as I can, equal sections. What happened when I split it into 4 equal sized groups? We're gonna, if you remember this is gonna be our number of groups. What is the last thing we look for? Size of group. So the only thing left is the 8, which is our answer, which is our size of groups. So I'm going to have 8 in each of my groups, because that's the size of it. Now, if you're looking at your model, you might already be able to figure out what y will be. Well, let me look at it. I have 4 groups of 8. You could add, just like we did yesterday, you could add all these parts up, or obviously we're in 6th grade, we want to be faster. We can multiply 8 times 4 because it's 8 4 times. So I'm not going to write that down. You know what 8 times 4 is? 32. So let's check. Is y equal to 32? We always need our check step. What do I use to check? Substitution. So I'm going to write 8 equals 32 instead of my y divided by 4. Is that true? Yes, it is. So my y equals 32 is true, because 32 divided by 4 will equal 8. All right, let's look at example number 2. What value of p makes the equation below true? Again, I will be looking for total, size of group, and number of groups, because my total always goes on the top. Well, my total is what I'm splitting. What am I splitting here? 20.8, remember this is a division symbol, divided by p equals 4. So if I follow what I did for example number 1, I will know that this 20 and 8/10 is going to be my total, because that's what I'm splitting. So I can write that in my top. and split. Usually what I'm going to split it into is what I like to call the number of groups. How many groups am I splitting it into? Do I know how many? No, I don't. This is a P. I don't know how many number of groups I have. So I don't know what I should section it off into. So I do know something though. What is left? I found total, I found number of groups. 4 is always going to be my size of group. So how big are my groups? Well, I don't know how many I have, but I know that each one is going to have a 4. So I'm actually going to draw out P, because I don't know how many P is. So I'm just going to use ... P. If you remember, this is a shortened way, because I'm not going to draw 100 boxes. That's silly. I can just use ... P many. So now let's figure that out. How many times can I put 4 here to get 20.8? Are we going to multiply? Are we going to divide? If I know my total and I know my size of group, I'm going to divide. So let's do some long division. Divided by 4. Maybe some of you can do this mental math, but let's go ahead and use long division anyway. 4 times 5 is 20. Subtract 20 from 20. I'm left with 0. Bring down my 8. 4 goes into 8 2 times. I'm left with 0. 52. That doesn't seem right. What am I missing? My decimal. I have to put 5.2 as my answer. So let's see. Is P going to be equal to 5.2? Let's check. 20.8 divided by 5.2, which I found for my P. Does that equal 4? Well, let's check. Another long division here. 20.8 divided by 5.2. That's not going to work. Let's do 52 divided by 208, because I don't want my decimals. I shift it over, shift this over. I get 52 and 208. Well, 52 goes into 208 about 4 times. So let's try it. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 5 is 20. Excellent. We are correct. So P is equal to 5.2. Now you're going to be practicing this, first drawing the models and then either doing multiplication or division to figure out your missing number or your variable. Good luck, and I can't wait to see your exit tickets.